Imagine stepping up to your mailbox at the end of a long, exhausting week. Your shoulders are heavy, your boots are caked in dry mud, and you are looking forward to grabbing a cold drink and relaxing on the couch with your family. You pull out a stack of envelopes. Most of it is just junk mail and utility bills. But right there in the middle is a thick, official-looking white envelope from your workers' compensation and general liability insurance provider. You tear it open, expecting a standard policy update or a routine statement. Instead, your eyes lock on to a bold, dark number at the bottom of the page, and your heart drops straight into your stomach. It says balance due, $14,862, payable within 30 days. You look at the page in absolute disbelief. You think to yourself, this has to be a mistake. I have been paying my monthly insurance premiums on time every single month. I haven't had a single accident, I haven't filed a single claim, and my crew has been operating completely safely. Welcome to the painful reality of the dreaded annual insurance audit. This is the moment where the insurance company steps out of the shadows to check your actual financial books against the estimates you gave them at the beginning of the year. If your records are sloppy, or if you don't understand how their counting system works, they will hit your business with a surprise, five-figure premium adjustment that can strip the bark right off your cash reserves and leave your company gasping for air. Receiving a massive, unexpected audit bill is a financial lightning strike. It is exactly like cutting into a massive, mature oak tree that looked perfectly green and healthy from the outside, only to hit a huge, hidden pocket of hollow rot deep inside the trunk. The wood splits unexpectedly, the limb swings out of control, and it crushes your equipment because you didn't check the internal integrity of the tree before you made your cut. But you do not have to be a victim of the insurance audit. Today, we are learning how to survive the insurance auditor. We are going to look at how to keep your records so pristine, so organized, and so precise that the auditor will slide through your books cleanly and leave your bank account completely untouched. We are going to break down how to properly classify your crew's labor, how to completely protect yourself from the devastating subcontractor insurance trap, and how to build a simple, year-round record-keeping system that acts like a bulletproof legal shield for your business wealth. To rig your business so it survives the annual audit without a scratch, let us look at the three major operational shifts you need to make starting today. The first major shift is sorting your branches, which means mastering the art of precise payroll classification codes. When you first set up your workers' compensation insurance policy, the agent asks you to estimate how much money you will pay your workers over the next 12 months. In the insurance world, every single job has a specific code, and every code carries a completely different financial rate based on risk. In our industry, the code for high-elevation tree trimming and removal is one of the most expensive insurance classifications on the planet. For every $100 you pay a climber, you might have to pay $30, $40, or even $50 to the insurance company just to cover his risk. But the insurance companies also have much cheaper codes for landscaping, lawn maintenance, and clerical office work. The rate for a secretary or an office manager sitting safely at a desk might only be a few cents for every $100 of payroll. Here is where the amateur tree guy gets absolutely crushed during an audit. Throughout the year, he pays his lead climber to cut trees, he pays his ground man to drag brush, and he pays his spouse or an assistant to handle the billing and schedule the jobs. But because he keeps all his labor lumped together in one big messy pile on his payroll reports, the insurance auditor will look at the records and make a very expensive assumption. The auditor will assume that every single person in the company spent every single working hour 60 feet up in the air holding an active chainsaw. They will reclassify your office help and your ground crew into the highest, most expensive tree trimming code, and they will backcharge your business thousands of dollars for risk that never actually existed. You must prevent this by keeping your labor strictly separated in your weekly bookkeeping. If your groundman spends 3 days dragging brush and 2 days doing basic lawn maintenance or operating a lawnmower for a commercial contract, those hours must be logged separately on his time card. If your spouse spends 10 hours a week doing the invoicing, those hours must live under the clerical classification code. When the auditor sees that you have a clean, meticulous log proving exactly who was on the ground, who was in the office, and who was actually in the air, They are legally required to bill you based on the true risk, saving your business thousands of dollars in unnecessary premiums. The second shift is checking the safety hitch on your subcontractors and escaping the certificate of insurance trap. Let us look at a very common scenario. You land a massive residential clearing project that requires a large crane or a specialized stump grinding contractor to finish the work. You hire a guy who owns the machine, he shows up, does a fantastic job, and you write him a check for $2,000 from your company account. You think everything is clean and settled. But then, 9 months later, the insurance auditor sits down at your desk. They look through your check register, see that $2,000 payment, and demand to see that contractor's certificate of insurance, which we call a COI. If you look at the auditor with a blank stare, or if you pull out a piece of paper that expired 2 months before the job took place, the auditor will pull out their calculator and drop a financial anvil on your head. The auditor will treat that independent subcontractor as if he was your direct employee. They will take that $2,000 payment, add it directly to your company's high-risk payroll total, and charge you the full workers' compensation premium rate on it. You will end up paying hundreds of dollars in insurance for a worker who doesn't even belong to your crew, simply because you forgot to collect a single piece of paper. Hiring a subcontractor without verifying their independent insurance is exactly like rigging an unknown multi-ton log to your crane using an old rope you found in a ditch without checking its weight rating. If the rope snaps, it destroys the machine. You must establish a rigid, non-negotiable rule in your business. No subcontractor, no crane operator, and no independent dump truck driver ever turns a key or sets a foot onto your job site until they have emailed you a valid current certificate of insurance showing they carry their own general liability and workers' compensation policies. Keep those certificates organized in a dedicated digital file. When the audit rolls around, you simply hand that file to the auditor. It proves that the risk belonged to someone else, and the auditor will pass over those payments without adding a single penny to your bill. The third and final shift is maintaining your financial lines daily to eliminate the end-of-the-year panic. I know so many tree company owners who are absolute masters of their gear. They would never dream of leaving their climbing ropes tangled in a wet pile under a muddy tarp for 3 months. They wash the sap off their saw bars, they blow out their engine filters every evening, and they grease the bearings on their chippers every single week. They understand that daily maintenance prevents a catastrophic mechanical failure in the field. But when it comes to their financial lines, they treat them with complete neglect. They throw receipts onto the dashboard of the truck, they leave invoices crumpled up in the door pockets, and they try to remember their business expenses by memory. When the insurance company announces their annual audit, these guys spend 3 days in a complete panic, tearing through their trucks, screaming at their spouses, and trying to reconstruct 12 months of business operations from a grease-stained shoebox full of paper slips. This chaos tells the auditor one thing. This business is an unorganized risk, and the auditor will scrutinize every single line item looking for extra premiums. You must treat your bookkeeping with the exact same discipline you show your life support lines. Drop the shoebox mindset and implement a modern, clean digital accounting software and link it directly to your professional CRM tool. Every single week, spend 30 minutes matching your bank transactions to your invoices and payroll logs. Take a picture of every fuel receipt and dump fee slip with your phone and upload it instantly to the cloud. When you maintain clean, real-time financial lines throughout the year, the annual insurance audit stops being a terrifying ordeal. It turns into a simple, routine administrative check. You do not have to hide anything, you do not have to panic, and you do not have to guess. You can generate a pristine, accurate payroll report in a general ledger with 3 clicks of a mouse button. When an auditor sits down with a tree care owner who is highly organized, professional, and data-driven, they realize immediately that they cannot bully the company with random assumptions. They respect your numbers, complete their review quickly, and move on to the next business. Surviving the financial scrutiny of the insurance industry takes serious mental grit, especially when you would rather be spending your energy out in the fresh air, managing your crews and caring for beautiful trees. But true business enterprise leaders know that protecting the cash in your root system from unnecessary leaks is just as vital as earning the revenue in the canopy. Let us secure the core lesson for today. An insurance policy is the ultimate safety hitch for your liability. But if you do not keep your payroll records pristine and collect certificates from your subcontractors, the annual audit will turn that safety line into a noose that strangles your profit margins. Here is your homework assignment for today while you are driving down the highway or waiting for your ground crew to finish processing a load of brush. Pull your truck over safely during your next break, open up your business checking account app, and look at the last 3 checks you wrote to independent helpers or subcontractors. Ask yourself honestly, do you have a current, unexpired certificate of insurance on file for every single one of those names right now? If the answer is no, call or text those contractors tonight and demand their current insurance documents before they ever step foot on your site again. Clean up your financial rigging, protect your hard-earned wealth, stay safe out there in the field today, and I will talk to you tomorrow.